This is what we're making today, Kotteri Ramen. First, we're gonna bake baking soda. We're gonna spread this out on the tray and then bake it for 1 hour at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Once baked, we're gonna take 2.5 grams of our baked baking soda and 2.5 grams of sea salt and add into 100 grams of cold water. We're gonna give this a quick mix, and that's our alkaline water. These are my Wolverine claws. We're gonna slowly add in our alkaline water into 250 grams of bread flour and then mix it with my Wolverine claws. What we're trying to accomplish here is to make sure that every bit of flour is evenly hydrated. Once the flour has been evenly mixed, we're gonna throw it into a plastic bag and let it rest in the fridge for 1 hour. Don't worry about it looking too dry, it'll rehydrate in the cooler. After 1 hour, we're gonna knead the dough with our feet. We're gonna keep stepping on it until it becomes one sheet, like this. Then with potato starch, we're gonna quickly flour its surface and then cut this into thirds. We're gonna roll this out with a pin until it fits into the pasta machine. This is a 10 dial pasta machine. We're gonna put it through until the 6th dial. Make sure you're taking your time during this stage and not rushing it and putting it through each dial at least twice. If you guys want to know how I made this noodle in detail, I'll post the link above. This recipe is from the channel The Way of Ramen. Next, we're gonna do our prep. We're gonna cut up some garlic, grate a ginger, slice up a turnip into long strips. While I slice up my turnip, this is where I remind you to smash that like button and hit the notification bells for new videos. And if you really like what you see, hit the subscribe button. It's at the bottom right of your screen. We're gonna cut the carrot the exact same way. Then we're gonna cut up a lotus root and then shave down this Japanese burdock into thin shavings. We're then gonna soak our root vegetables in cold water. Now we're gonna make a Buddha stock. In a pot of hot water, we're gonna drop in our konbu kelp. We're gonna boil this for 10 minutes and then add in our shiitake and let it steep in there for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we're gonna drain our stock, and then you have this, our base stock. Next, in a pan with oil, we're gonna drop in 1 teaspoon of garlic and 1 teaspoon of grated ginger. We're gonna saute this for about a minute and then add in 1 tablespoon of miso paste. We're gonna saute this for about 5 minutes and then add in our stock base. We're gonna boil this down for about 10 minutes or until the miso dissolves. And then we're gonna add in half a cup of soy milk. We're gonna simmer this for about 20 minutes. This is a taro root. We're simply going to peel this. After peeling it, we're gonna throw it in a pot of hot water for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we're gonna take the taro out and then grate it into our soup. This will give it that light richness. This is tempeh. If you guys don't know what this is an Indonesian soy product. It's very high in protein, very healthy. We're gonna cut it into squares and then make our teriyaki tempeh. In a hot pan, we're gonna sear our tempeh on both sides. Once we've caramelized both sides of the tempeh, we're gonna make our teriyaki. In the same pan, we're gonna throw in 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sake, 2 tablespoons of mirin, and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. We're simply gonna coat the tempeh with the teriyaki and reduce the sauce in the pan. Now, we're gonna grill our carrots and turnips. We're just cooking it all the way through and then seasoning it with salt and pepper. Then, we're gonna deep fry our lotus root at 325 degrees Fahrenheit until it's golden brown. We're also gonna deep fry our shaved burdock for 5 minutes or until it's golden brown. We're going to transfer this into a dry paper towel and then season it with salt. And finally, we're going to throw in our ramen noodles into a boiling pot of water for 30 seconds. We're going to strain it, and now let's plate. This is reality, and this is anime. Alright, now it's time to eat this. First, let's taste the broth. Honestly guys, that broth is so flavorful. That's probably one of the better vegan broths I've tasted in my life. Try it out guys, this is a really good broth. And as for the ramen noodle, this is a 40% hydrated noodle. It doesn't soak up liquid very well, but it does take a long time for it to get soggy. Realistically, if I was to eat this right away, I would have made a 30% hydrated noodle. This way, it'll soak up all that brothy goodness. But honestly, it's not a bad ramen noodle, but it's also not the best. Anyways, overall this dish is pretty good. The tempeh right here is very delicious. It's high in protein and is a very good substitute for meat. But the real hero of this ramen is this broth. It packs so much flavor and feels very light. It's not a heavy dish at all. I can easily eat 2 bowls of this. Anyways, that's my version of Joichiro's vegan ramen. If you guys like what you see, hit the like button. And if you guys have any suggestions on what I should cook next, please post in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe.